back to my channel, and if you are new here, my name is AlvitaPatrice, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for returning. And yeah, I'm gonna be taking out my braids. I've had these braids in for probably like a month, but you can't even see the parts anymore, like, because it's all like this new growth or whatever. And me personally, I don't like to wear like dirty, dusty looking braids. So but yeah, I'm gonna be taking out my braids, and I'm gonna be telling you guys about my life update, where I've been, what I've been doing, and some of my experiences working for the post office. So if you're interested in watching me take braids out and listen to a few crazy stories, then keep on watching. So I've got my scissors here, and I've got an empty bag that I'm going to be putting the hair in. So but before we get any further in the video, please make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of any and all videos that I post in the near future. So what I basically do is I cut when it like thins out at the bottom, you know, like right here, because we all know my hair ain't that long, so, or at least I know my hair ain't that long. So I usually just grab a handful and then I just cut across like that. And then I just start taking them out. So working for the post office has been an adventure, and it has been fun. I've had some ups and I've had some downs, but for the most part, I really do love working for the post office. And so let me just backtrack. I started for the post office in, when did I start? September the 14th, 2020 is when I started working for the, it's my official start date for the post office. The process was very long. I put in my application, I think around like April, the beginning of April. I'll put a screenshot, I think, if I can find it. If not, of my application date, because you can go back on their website and look at all of your applications that you put in, and what's the progress of that application. So yeah, I started, my first day was September the 14th, and you go to this orientation. Granted, it was during the pandemic, and I think that's one reason why I put in the application in April, and I didn't get like a start date until September. So but they're just slow with everything, man. I don't think it has anything to do with the pandemic. They're just slow as hell with everything. So, and that will make sense in future videos when I explain some of the other stuff that, like, what they do. So my first day there, it was like a 5-day orientation where the first 2 days is basically like legal, HR, and you talk about the actual job, and you sign some papers, you go under oath that you're gonna do right and have good integrity and all that kind of stuff. So one thing that I did learn that I've never experienced in other jobs, which I've only had a handful of jobs, but that you can't give or buy employees, like if you become friends with like a coworker, you can't buy or give coworkers free gifts that have monetary value. You can really get in trouble for that, because it seems to them that you're like bribing or having favor for one person or something like that. So yeah, you can't give monetary gifts to like your co-workers. So But on the flip side of that, if you want to do it for everybody, you can do it for everybody, and there's no like favoritism or anything like that you know you can get in trouble for. So you either do it for all or do it for none, basically. That's how it works. So yeah, I finished the 5 day, and within those 5 days we had defensive driving, because obviously you're going to be driving. Well, actually, let me backtrack. My position, I never even said what my position was. My position was an RCA on my very first job. So an RCA is basically a rural carrier assistant, and you basically just fill in for the regular or the person that has the route whenever they want to be off, and then you work on Saturdays because that's one of their days off. It's Saturday. So we do defensive driving, and we drive the LLV, which is the mail truck, and we do like this obstacle course, and you pass. Everybody passes. So because if you didn't get that far as a driver for the post office, if you didn't have like a good driving record, so you basically can't have anything on your driving record to be a carrier for the post office. So yeah, those 5 days went by, and I started at my post office. So I was basically at a little hole in the wall in Jennings, Florida. It's like a little. If you blink when you go on the highway, you're gonna miss the exit, because it's it's really small. So I get there, and there's I think it's 5 routes, and there was 4 people that was working there, and so I'm just sitting there and I'm watching them do their little thing, and then all of a sudden, they're talking crazy stuff about sexual content, but it wasn't the actual words, but we're adults, we kind of know what they were talking about. And I'm thinking to myself, this is not cute. Are they trying to impress me because I'm the new girl? I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. I want to learn about this job so I can start making me some coins and keep it pushing. So, and then there's this one black girl that works there. She's like a clerk. So she's doing her whatever she does. So she was like, oh, never mind us, we're just crazy, we talk crazy. And they kept making these comments about HR and don't talk like that. Mindful, the OCC, which is the officer, she's basically in charge. She's not postmaster. She's basically in charge because there was no postmaster. The postmaster quit, or he retired before I got there. So this first day I'm riding with the girl to learn her route. So she's got this dirty ass truck, got stuff all in it, and Alvita ain't having that. I'm not having stuff crawling on me or whatever. So I gotta sit in her back seat. I mean, she's got mail everywhere that should have been delivered. It was crazy. So, and then she's driving all wow. Mindful, in this town, it's mostly dirt roads because we're in the boonies. We're out of city limits. And so I'm asking questions and stuff. So we're on the route for maybe 2 hours, and I'm just where do you use the bathroom? Cause I ain't seen no stores, I ain't seen no rest stop, cause we off of the interstate. In some places, you can see the interstate. she was like, oh no girl, you just gotta bring you some napkins and squat. I said, I knew right then that was not gonna be for me, because I'm in this little hick town, and at any given moment somebody can be coming around the corner and see me squatting. Like, no. So I asked her, I said, well, what happens when, it's the time of the month? Same answer. I said, So that night, I went home, I looked on the website, and I signed up for another job. Because I was like, this is not for me. So, I think I stayed in that job for maybe a month. I think I only did the route for maybe 3 or 4 times. So one time I was out and I didn't mention that you have to drive your own car. Yeah, so you have to drive your own car. And I had just recently bought a new car, a 2017 Nissan Sentra, and so I'm driving. First, I'm trying to figure out the route, where I'm going, and then I'm trying to find these people's mailbox, because a lot of them aren't visible. So I see the mailbox, the number matches the mail, and I don't know if you know, being in the country, a lot of their dirt is really, really soft, so you are prone to get stuck. So I'm driving up to the mailbox, and you want to try to get as close as you can, to the mailbox, because you're reaching over the passenger seat to put the mail in the box. So I get stuck. I'm out in the boonies. My phone hardly could get any reception. That's how far I was out in the boonies. So I was like, oh hell no, I'm not finna get stuck out here in no man's land. So I punched it. Why did the corner of my bumper get stuck on the mailbox? And it tore my whole bumper off of my front of my car. I'll insert pictures of my car being freaking torn apart. So I call the manager. I think it's a Saturday. So I call the manager, and she's wondering where I'm at. I was like, well, my car got stuck on a mailbox and my whole front end came off. She wasn't even worrying about my car or me. She worried about the mail. So, long story short, I end up leaving that office, and I end up getting a job as a mail handler during the Christmas holiday, and I think my start date for that job was, October the 16th. So I started at the first job as an RCA September 14th, and then so maybe less than a month that I started, I was doing that job. So because I had to go, they were not friendly, and I didn't fit in because I didn't say much to anybody. I just wanted to come learn my job, make me a few coins, and go home. So I started as a mail handler at one of the plants, and I loved it. I picked up things pretty well, but the bad thing about that job, it was overnight. So we had to work from 9:30 p.m. to 6:30 is basically 8 hours. But for the most part, we had to work till 8 or 10 when it got closer. That week before Christmas and the week of Christmas, we had to work 12 hours every single day. And the bad part about it is that I couldn't do anything through the day because I had to get sleep, so I could stay up overnight and work. So, and that job was not like permanent, it was like seasonal. So again, I'm on the website, I'm looking for jobs, and I find the job that I'm currently in now, which is a CCA, is a city carrier. So we're the ones that wear the uniforms, and we deliver mail to like businesses, apartment complex, like literally everybody. So so I get the email around December the 3rd or something like that. And granted, I'm probably, me and this other coworker of mine named Lewis, we're pretty much the best out of the group of people that they hire. So throughout this time, they're telling us,
oh yeah, we're gonna keep you, we're gonna, keep you as a regular, like blah blah blah.
And I was like, yo, you guys could just make a decision and tell me today that, this is it, it's done. So I needed other options. So when I got that, I accepted that job, and the supervisor kept me on through Christmas because it helped him out. I was basically supposed to take a 5-day break and go to my new job the beginning of December. The beginning of January, the new year. So I end up contacting like the HR lady, and she was on vacation the week of the new year, and so when she got back that very night, she told me not to go into work and start my 5-day break. So I took the break and I started at my current job January the 10th. So that whole process of actually getting the job and finding the right job that is going to work for you is essential, because they work the shit out of you. Like, your body, you're going to deliver mail, or you're going to sort this mail. It's millions and millions of pieces of mail that comes through, and there's thousands and thousands of packages that come through that needs to be processed, and they want a body there. So they don't really care, about your personal life. Like, if you have things to do, they want you at work. So but for the most part, I've had a good experience where I am now. The people are nice, some of them. It's a few of them that almost got the business, but I don't want to start nothing, because the post office works off of seniority, and when people have seniority and they use it, you could be on a bad list or something like that. So I don't want to be on anybody's list of making trouble. So but yeah, I really do enjoy the job. It does take a toll on my body, but the customers that I've met throughout, it's rewarding, I guess, because they're super nice. If you're nice, they're nice, because you have their mail, you have their packages, and if you're delivering on time and you're making sure that they're getting what they need, then it's like, it's a good relationship that you build. So but for the most part, it's a good job. It has great pay, and most of the people that are there, they go through the bullshit just because of the pay. They get compensated quite well. The benefits are amazing, and if you can get through the day and start over and come back the next day, then that's a plus. So there's nothing that's gonna cause me to be like, oh, I'm quitting. I just don't worry about it and keep it moving, because it's not gonna break me, So and I just be safe. Obviously, you're driving, so you have to make sure that you're looking out for the crazy people that are driving like they going to meet Jesus, but you just have to be safe out there. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish taking out these braids. And if you are interested in working for the post office, I will leave their link on the screen for your area. It is a national website, so you can just go on this website, type in the state that you live in or would like to live in or work in, and you can find a job. I would say if you're really serious about it, make sure you're looking every single day, sometimes twice a day, because when I found the job that I have now, this job is very competitive and it's very difficult to get this job because you have to take an assessment and you basically have to get 100% because they do cater to ex-veterans, and they get a 10-point like perk. So out the gate they have 10 points ahead of you. So if you get 100 on so my battery died, but I forgot what I was even talking about. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish these braids and fast forward, and I will see you guys. But it doesn't really shed a lot, so I don't lose a lot of hair because I do keep my hair moisturized. But yeah, that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the little story time about the post office. I have tons and tons of more stories about my journey, some of the people there, and especially the process of the post office is whacked and jacked up. But who am I to talk? But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, and leave a comment if you work for the post office and what your position, and do you like your job. So yeah, thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next